Welcome to the video, guys. My name is Josh, coming from konversionfit.com. We are doing our first ever Q&A where you guys ask the questions. I'll give you my answer, my interpretation, and my opinion. Please do not take this as medical advice. See your doctor if you guys have any issues. Make sure you guys are following both my Instagram pages. I will post if I'm going to be doing another Q&A. Also, if you guys want to leave your questions down below in the comments, feel free. Also, if you guys want me to elaborate on any of the questions and do a separate video on any of the topics, feel free to leave the comment down below. As much information as possible in the shortest amount of time. I have about 45 questions I'm gonna try to get through. My goal is to try to get it under 10 minutes. So let's go. What rep range have you found the most benefit for RDLs or Romanian deadlifts for the hammies? For Romanian deadlifts, use it like any other movement. Same rep range as your compound lifts. Use it as an isolation movement. So I like the rep range from 8 to 13, but any rep range will do. What's your ideal splits? So I'm assuming this person is talking about training programming. As long as you're hitting 2 times each body part, I'm happy. If you're doing a legs push pull, if you're doing a upper lower, as long as you're hitting each body part twice, I'm happy. It'll depend on the individual how long you want to spend in the gym, and then how many days you want to spend in the gym. What other hamstring exercises that really isolate the muscle that won't affect the lower back? She's talking about hamstrings as well. Hamstring curl, if you have that at your gym. If you don't have that at the gym, you can do stability ball, hamstring curls. You can do the sliders or the TRX. I have a lot of my clients doing that. Lie on a bench, take a dumbbell and put it in between your legs and then curl up, simulating a machine. Because he was asking about ones that don't affect the low back. So those ones are perfect. But again, Romanian deadlifts work perfectly. You're probably doing them wrong or too heavy if it's causing you to have low back. Conversely, which exercise would also work the low back? Simple deadlift, pull from the ground. So then you can use your erectors, your traps, your upper back as well, not just your hamstrings. Why did you change your business from JK to conversion? I'm gonna make an in-depth video on this, but basically I wanted to not use my name. I wanted to grow a brand that other people will be involved with. I don't want people rocking my name. I think that's kind of lame, but conversion, and anyone can get better, so anyone could rock that brand if they wanted to. What does your daily nutrition consist of? Lots of food. Right now, we're getting big. Lots of fat, lots of protein, lots of carbs. To give you guys an estimate, I'm around 100 to 130 grams of fat, 350 to about 450 grams of carbs, and then about 220 to about 230, 235 protein. What exercise would you recommend for legs, but for jumping power? So I still think a strength program would be great for you. I think pause works would be great for jumping power, but I think also specificity is always king. Doing resisted jump exercises would be good too. And then I'll look up track workouts for sprints. You can do weighted sprints, you can do hill sprints, you can do broad jumps. Any of those variations I think would build up your jumps. What should I eat pre and post workout? It's gonna be dependent on that person's goals and the person individually. So for me, I like to have a little bit of carbs, a little bit of protein, and then after have some protein, and then I have a big meal. For the average Gen Pop person, which most of my clients are, I just tell them, eat an hour around their workout, preferably carbs and fat, about 20%. But again, I think it's more important about how you feel during your workout. So if you're having to force food down and you feel like crap, there's no point in that. Also, end of the day, that's what's most important. What is your greatest life achievement? Oh, big one. Maybe starting this brand, graduating from college. Maybe I need to work on achieving more. Where do you find pants that fit? I wear a lot of sweats, but I go to Ross and Marshall sometimes and they have some kind of stretchier pants. I have like 3 pairs of pants and they fit perfect, so I don't buy that much. If you guys know any cool brands, leave down below for some big quad people. How long have you been training for, and have you always done this style? I've been training for over a decade. Style, I'm not sure what he means by that, but mainly how I usually train. So I strength train with a little bit of hypertrophy. I'll go through cycles of different variations of movements, but it's all kind of stays the same. I've ran a few programs, 5-3-1, push-pull legs. Again, I'm still kind of training the same way. How long have I been coaching? For about 7 years. Next question, best tips for bulking. Eat a lot of food, train really hard. Tips for cutting, slowly lower food over a period of time. Aim for 0.5 to 1 pound lost per week. And again, it will depend on individuals. So if this person showed me a picture of them and seen how they are and what their progress has been, that would make it easier, but those are simple. Be in a surplus, lift heavy, and be in a deficit, and try to lift as much as you were, so focusing on strength, and then add cardio when needed. Same person asked plans to go on any fitness expos. I'll always go to the LA Fit Expo since it's right in my neighborhood. I wanted to go to Arnold this year, but things just didn't work out, and I do want to go to FIBA. I see a bunch of people going on that. Okay, this one's from my friend Tam. Why did you decide to become a coach? I love helping people out. I love fitness, I love training, I love every aspect of it, so why not make some money? What is the best workout split for females who want a strong, fit booty? I think it would be the same for guys, the same for girls, because I think as guys, we all want a fit booty. We might not just call it that, but I still would focus on the same things, working on your big compound lifts, your squats, your deadlifts. So over time, it will get bigger, and then as you get more advanced, if it's still lacking, then do more isolation work, similar to someone who has small arms, kind of like myself.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
Working the big lifts like bent over rows, benching, and then as you get more advanced, then slowly start to do a little bit more isolation work for the booty, like your glute kickbacks and whatnot. But don't be afraid to lift heavy. It does the booty good, especially those squats. So the lower you get, the more activation of the posterior chain that you're gonna be getting. When are we gonna be doing a YouTube video? Whenever you want, I'd love to. Next one from Millie. When are we killing a leg workout together? Whenever you come down to Orange County, actually the States. Do you have any tips on regulating body fat? So I actually asked her what she meant by regulating. I wasn't sure if she meant by like maintaining a body fat percentage or if it was to lose fat or gain weight. So she then explained that when she consistently trains, she starts to lose normal female function, like her period. Every other month, she takes a week off of training in order to regulate her cycle. Anyway, I was just wondering how to maintain a healthy amount of body fat when I'm not training. I'm at 20%. I'd have to look at pictures of where you're at, but if you've done a contest before and you've gone really lean and you didn't give you enough time to be at a little bit higher body fat percentage, your hormones are going to be out of whack a little bit. First of all, I would see a doctor, get some blood work, see if your markers are off. But for most women I see, it's because they were prepping and they haven't given themselves an off season. They've gotten obsessed with being super lean and they're afraid to put on weight. And being in a deficit for so long, have lost their period and their female function. Being in a slight surplus and being at a, just not fat, but just a little bit over body fat percentage that kind of at their set point, I hate that word set point, but a little bit higher than what you're used to, and then staying there. So it's not just a week. I highly doubt her hormones are getting regulated within 1 week. So I would say bouts of time, and then also I'd look at, because she said training, HIIT training, which a lot of women do. I would suggest lowering that down and lifting some heavy weights. And if she's doing a lot of cardio, again, I don't really know about this question. There's too much stuff going in there. What is your favorite exercise when you train leg? Of course, squats. This one's from a client. Her question is, rest time between sets. How much time should I wait between sets of weights? I'm thinking when I work out at home, can you quantify this in terms of seconds and also in terms of how I feel in case I don't want to watch the clock? Also, can I do ab work in between sets, or does that defeat the purpose of resting? So I'm gonna answer her, and then I'm also going to answer to the a generic version. So for her, definitely I want her resting in between because she does interval training on her off days. I know she's trying to maximize time. I still would rather her do her squat, take about 30 seconds to about a minute, and then hit that next set instead of doing abs in between. If abs are in between, like a heavy press or a heavy overhead work, it might not allow her to lift as much. So I still think the main goal for her is to lift as much weight as possible. Anyone else, I still think I would tell people whenever you feel ready. So when she says, in terms of how I feel, I always kind of see it as when I feel ready to lift that weight again. So for me, it'll depend on the intensity. So if I'm doing a deadlift, sometimes I take 3 to 5 minutes in between. If I'm doing a bicep curl, it will be, 30 seconds to a minute, I'm already ready to go. But for her, I want her resting and then I want her doing her ab work after. What are the most effective exercises to do at the gym when in a time crunch? An exercise that's going to require the most amount of energy, require the most amount of muscle, the most amount of weight. For example, the big four: squat, deadlift, overhead press, and bench. Lower your rest time. I think that's all the questions I have. But again, if you guys like this style video, leave a like, let me know down below. If you guys want me to be more elaborate on any of the questions, I can do a separate video on it. Please let me know. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. It means a lot to me. And let's focus on getting a little bit better each and every single day. Peace.